Welcome to News9 and you are watching On Point. And in this part of On Point, we'll talk about Aam Aadmi Party's budget. Now, if you look at the budget, it was, the last time it was of 78,000 crore rupees. It's 76,000 crore rupees now. But I think there were two takeaways, in this budget, the Aam Aadmi Party spoke about Ram Raj. But more than the schemes that they have unveiled, more than the other politics of welfare that has been part of the budget, one stood out. 1,000 rupee for women in Delhi. Yes, it does have a caveat. Women taxpayers, those getting pension part of the government of India, will not be entitled to the scheme. Now, I beg the question, why such a scheme was announced before the Lok Sabha elections? Second, is it a freebie or just a required subsidy? And what is the AAP model of governance? What sort of model it is pursuing? But before I introduce my guests, let's listen into the AAP Minister Atishi.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी एक बड़े बेटे का फर्ज निभाते हुए 2024-25 में एक नई क्रांतिकारी योजना लेकर आ रही हैं। ये शायद 2024-25 के बजट का सबसे बड़ा कदम है। इस योजना का नाम है मुख्यमंत्री महिला सम्मान योजना और इसके तहत 18 साल की उम्र से ज्यादा की हर महिला को 1,000 रुपए प्रति माह की सम्मान राशि।
जो महिलाएं कमाती नहीं है वो खासकर हमारे समाज के अंदर एक बहुत डिसएडवांटेज्ड पोजीशन में रहती हैं। उन्हें घर में अपने पति के आगे हाथ फैलाने पड़ते हैं, उन्हें अपने बेटे के आगे हाथ फैलाने पड़ते हैं, अपने रिश्तेदारों के आगे हाथ फैलाने, छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के लिए, छोटी छोटी ज़रूरतों के लिए। अब ये नहीं होगा। अब दिल्ली में 18 साल से ऊपर की हर महिला के लिए, चाहे वो हमारी छोटी बहन हो, बड़ी बहन हो, चाहे कोई माता हो, हर एक के लिए हर महीने 1,000 रुपये का इंतजाम कर दिया। हर महीने उनके अकाउंट में 1,000 रुपये जाएंगे। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है और इस पे कई सालों से हम काम कर रहे थे। जाहिर तौर पे इस पे काफ़ी पैसे का खर्च आएगा, लेकिन चूंकि दिल्ली में अब एक बहुत ही ईमानदार सरकार है, एक एक पैसा बचाती है।
Well, it is good to note that the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi is finally taking some inspiration from Narendra Modi ji's government at the center and different BJP governments in the state, and perhaps now realizing that they must focus on governance and come up with schemes like this for the benefit of the citizens of which their government is supposed to serve.
So on this issue, I am joined by Siddharth Sharma, spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party, and Dr. Anil Gupta, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party. In studio with me is Brajesh Pandey. But let me just go across to Siddharth Sharma first, and then I'll go to Dr. Anil Gupta. Mr. Sharma, 1,000 रुपए से क्या महिलाओं की समस्या सॉल्व हो जाएगी? Do you think that 1,000 rupees is enough to solve the issue?
Yeah, Kartikeya, when you say 1,000 rupees, whether it is enough or not, is it enough that the central government has taken a loan of 155 lakh crore rupees that works out to nearly 4 lakh rupees per family in India that has been taken as loan by the government of India? So let us not get into a rhetorical question, because then it will be a rhetorical answer. So let us come out of this binary of rhetorics. What Aam Aadmi Party today has done is that, let us understand one thing, that Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi is not a party, it is a government, and the schemes it will bring in will benefit even those people who have not voted for Aam Aadmi Party. That is point number one. Point number two, what is the context to this 1,000 rupees Mahila Samman? In India, there is a culture in which a lot of productive women, the work that productive women do is hidden behind the curtains and not calculated in the GDP. For example, my mother or my wife or my sister, who is ensuring that my family is well taken care of, she is a homemaker, whatever productive work she is doing, it is not calculated in the GDP. That is why one of the economists, in a very jocular sense, in a kind of a joke, he said that if in India every man divorces his wife and employs that wife as a maid, the GDP of India will maybe double. So jokes aside, that mainly focuses on the point that the women in India, the kind of sacrifices that they make to ensure that the home is running smoothly, they themselves are at a kind of a risk wherein small petty cash, they don't have money in their hands. They have to either ask their elder male family members. So by making sure that 12,000 rupees a year come to their hands, Aam Aadmi Party's government in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, is ensuring that the economy starts running more freely. India, as we know, does not have a growth problem. What India has is an incomes problem. Everybody knows that. India is doing well as far as growth is concerned, but those growths are happening in islands of excellence. The other sea, the vast sea, is very deep, and the people are, it's very difficult for people to swim in those deep seas. So if Aam Aadmi Party is giving people those kind of life rafts, and especially not taking any loans, 3 points stand out in Aam Aadmi Party's Delhi budget. One is that it is fiscally very prudent in the sense that it is making a surplus. Point number two, surplus of nearly 40,000 crore rupees. Point number two,
Okay.
it is not under a single paisa of debt, zero debt government. Third is that it is spending a huge chunk of its resources, nearly 1/3 of its resources, on two very important points that every citizen of India is concerned about: the future of his children and the health of his family. So universal health care, by ensuring that on universal health care, universal education, and women, because it is one thing, Karthikeya, to say that 33% of India's women will be given reservation in some point in the future, the date unknown. That is what the BJP government has
so
done.
you basically
and
are
the
saying
difference that 1,000 rupees from tomorrow onwards, from next month onwards, 12,000 rupees. Imagine a common lady, for example, somebody like my mother, who is cooking for me, ensuring that I come on TV and speak well, and ensuring that I get my food. If she gets 1,000 rupees, what is the problem?
Okay, you're saying basically you're saying it's a good start. Okay, you're saying it's a good start. Dr. Gupta, do you think it's a help or a plain Jane freebie?
Yeah, good evening, Karthikeya ji. Good evening to you and all the viewers. The budget given by Delhi government is self-contradictory. The scheme announced by them and the budget allocation are self-contradictory. I just give some examples to you. They said they have given 2,000 crore rupees for this women welfare scheme, wherein 1,000 rupees will be given. You know, in Delhi, as per the electoral data, there are roughly 72 lakhs of women who are above the age of 18 years. If I take the calculations, with this scheme, only 20 to 22% women, that means hardly 16 lakhs women, may get the benefit of this scheme. So that means this is the pick and choose scheme. Who will get benefit, who will not get it? They say that income tax payee, the affluent people will not get, but that is a minimum numbers of the women. So the budget allocation and the actual number of women, they doesn't match. I also quote some other schemes, like in the electric buses. They have said they will have 8,000 electric buses by the end of 2025, but they have allocated only 510 crores. That can hardly get roughly 700 buses. So whatever figure they quoted and how much budget they allocated is contradictory in nature. And last year they had a budget of 78,800 crore. This time they have reduced it to 76,000. That means a reduction of 28,000. Also, they have not contributed even a single rupees for the this air pollution and the Yamuna river pollution. Nothing. And roughly, you know, they said they have a debt free, but you know, Delhi Jal Board, they have given 7,195. Already DJB has a debt of 75,000 crores. From where that will meet? They have no answer. So it is a contradictory in themselves. And I can say many things on this. Like they claim that they are giving this free water to 70 lakhs customers. But previously, few days back, they said they are giving one-time settlement to 30 lakhs customers of Delhi Jal Board. And Delhi Jal Board has a customer base of 23 lakhs only. So all these are contradictory. They are just giving eyewash And because in their budget, whatever allocation they done and whatever they announced, even you hear the speech of Atishi ji or Kejriwal sir, they say each and every woman of Delhi will get this. Now they say only this much. So, sir, you tell me 70 lakhs women as per the electoral, you can check how they will get. Only peanuts. I can say only the few pick and choose,
Dr. Gupta,
and they will have something.
Okay, I had a different question, Brijesh. This cash to be spent, for example, Narega, the cash to be spent, it was about a work you do. Now there is no work which is happening. What is this? This is not even pocket money. This cash to be spent directly. You can have a rich woman who does not work, and you can have a poor woman who does not work.
See, Kartikeya, I'll just one thing to say on this, which is that this is pure politics, and this is a freebie. And the unfortunate aspect is that every political party does it. Your top man may not say it, but the person who is helming the affairs at the state will vociferously demand for, say, an old pension scheme to be returned to make sure that they win elections. The biggest problem is that, when it comes to marrying pragmatism with your physical prudence, it almost never happens.
Are you saying that there's a freebie addiction that has happened last 10-15 years?
Absolutely. I mean, if in the last 7-8 years, if you look at the way,
I'll start from 2009, the farmers loan.
The farmers loan, I mean, if you go for recent example, the whole Himachal Pradesh election was, OPS was a key issue. There are several other states, where the other party, which means, it was announced by the Congress, the BJP, all of them would want to go for these kind of prudence because it is like easy way to attract your voters to yourself. It's a 2-minute Maggi noodle. And the fact of the matter is that, there is no physical prudence in it. You can always counter me by saying that, which I know Mr. Siddharth will say, that, there are loans to the industrialists, there are so many, loans which are given, which are never taken back, so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is that if you really want to ameliorate, if you really want to, enhance the conditions of women who are in need of the money, there are 50 ways to go about it. Unfortunately, this is the easiest way out because it gets you an instant gratification, which is, it might get you votes of those women who are, for whom 1,000 rupees is a big deal.
Mr. Sharma, is it the easy way to get the votes?
And it's for all political parties. Let me be very clear.
Brijesh says for all political parties. He's adding a caveat. I'm saying, is our politics addicted to freebies? It ultimately boils down to that. I'm not going to just say you, but ultimately, it's just like a bonanza from Himachal Pradesh to Delhi. It just boils down to freebies.
Yeah, I get the point, and it's good that Brijesh has said that it's across the board. So I will not give a very political answer, and I'll not didn't give a rhetorical answer also. But right away, let me thank the BJP for BJP spokesperson Anil ji. I think Gupta ji was online, and I wholeheartedly thank him for not opposing this scheme. He was just asking many questions, which is very fine, and I'll answer to them. But your point about freebie and paradox, there is a paradox in freebie. If we say that by giving freebie, we are making people as not working, unproductive people, then we also tend to, by that logic, it means that the government's job is to make moralistic sermons to people. I don't think that is the job of the government. What is happening is that if Delhi in the last 10 years, if Delhi's whatever policy, I'm not saying it's fiscal prudence or fiscal imprudence, whatever policy Delhi government has been following, that is giving away free electricity, free water, free universal, free education, free healthcare, free women's travel, free Tirth Yatra, now the free, now the 1,000 rupees honorarium to women. If this was making the people as unproductive, how come the Delhi's budget and annual income is increasing? How come the per capita income of a Delhiite today at 4,60,000 rupees is higher than the average Indian's per capita income of 2,50,000 rupees? How economy works is that if you put money, if you ask a person who doesn't have any money with him to start a business, he cannot. You give him some kind of seed money and he will start using it in an economic way. So by giving free education, we know, I've been part of Aam Aadmi Party since the last 10 years, and you have also seen our Aam Aadmi Party's growth. Isn't it true, Kartikeya, that when we started off by saying that we will give free electricity and free water, everybody was saying that this was fiscally impossible, this was a disaster waiting to happen. There was no, the money would not come, the government would collapse. It's been 10 years, it has not collapsed. The data shows that when you give people money, I'll give you a small example. I have a small kid at my home. He's 5 years old. He's totally non-productive. So does that mean that because he is non-productive, he should not get his share? In fact, we invest more in that small chap because going ahead in 15, 20 years, he will become the most productive person of the family. So that is what Aam Aadmi Party has been doing. It does not see the citizenry as subjects from whom you please taxes. It sees people as citizens in whom you invest, and by investing they start making more and more money. They start more and more economic activities. It's as simple as that. It's not a binary between if I draw a binary, then
I think Mr. Gupta wanted to say something. I think you have concluded your point. Mr. Gupta wanted to say something. Mr. Gupta?
Kartikeya, as a layman, I am not an economist. I don't understand. See, Delhi Jal Board has a loss of roughly 75,000 crores. DTC also has a loss of few thousand crores. There are several government undertakings which are in the loss. But how they can claim that the budget is in the profit? I don't know the science which they are applying. I always say their figure and their actual fact are self-contradictory. See, from where they will match, they have given a budget of 7,195 crore to Delhi Jal Board. And that organization is already in the loss of roughly 75,000 crores. DTCC has a huge loss. There are several other undertakings which are running on loss. So, have they not calculated that figure in their budget? So, it is a manipulation. Like in the case of the women welfare scheme, they said they have allocated 2,000. Actually, that needs, if they really want to give the benefit to each woman of Delhi, that needs roughly 10,000 crores. But that is not there. The same way as the e-buses. They claim that 8,000 buses they will be procuring by 2025. But they have allocated only for, and now Mr. Siddharth will say they will take a loan. That means if you will take a loan, then from where you will get that? How you have to pay? So it is. And you know, this is the first time Delhi is the most polluted city in the country. And in fact, in the world, they have not allocated even a single penny for air cleaning of the air pollution and for Yamuna cleaning. Now they'll say they will have a budget. And see, you know, one more thing, last thing, they have allocated 1,768 crores for flyover and roads. You know, Delhi has a road network of 28,000 crores. You will find photos each and every road. They are not able to repair that. So they are not concerned. You know, the major cause of air pollution is PM10, and for which the potholes, the road dust is a major contribution. They have not allocated even a single
Mr. Gupta,
rupees.
today, you know,
so,
there was a...
I just want to, because I have pointed out this figure, because I say their claim and their allocation are self-contradictory. Just to support that, I have given the figures.
Okay, no, I really wanted to, focus the debate on the women issue today, Brijesh, because I really feel that there are multiple ways in which women can be helped. For example, the most successful scheme, I thank you, both of you, Mr. Sharma and Dr. Gupta, for joining me in this debate. But, I personally feel there are ways to help women, like Ujjwala scheme is a way to help women. Or, for example, when Nitish Kumar thought of cycles, it was a way to help girl child to go to school quickly and not to walk through the fields alone. That was something very important. But when you start parking cash just like that, cutting across political parties, then there is a serious issue, because there is no doubt that this was something which, started way back in South India. You had those mixies, TVs, various electronic gadgets for kitchen. They were offered by the political parties in Tamil Nadu to the electorate, and people took it. Even in Northeast, we know how the system works, how the voters come out. And it's not a stereotype. I've seen it personally reporting from places like Nagaland. But when we make it a norm there across the state, in the name of empowerment, if we start parking cash, and if cash becomes the motive, then I think we have a serious problem on our hand, because there is a difference between welfare politics and pure bribing of the electorate. I don't want to take name of any political party, because everyone would like to indulge in that, because ultimately now the shift that has taken place, because there is a rightward shift And every political party wants a share of the so-called Ram Raj because their own vision of development has failed in front of BJP. BJP is truly the alpha party today. Congress has been sidelined, their political Nehruvian consensus is completely sidelined. But when you can't differentiate yourself ideologically, the freebie politics happen. And this is why there's a competitive freebie politics. I think it's a point which people need to take note of, that how much India can afford to let go of cash so that votes can come to the coffer. It's time to put India first, both in Delhi and state, because ultimately you cannot bleed the coffers. There has to be a measure of physical prudence. Everything cannot be free. It can be free for some people who cannot afford it, who are on the margin, but it cannot be free for everyone. Thank you all of you for joining me on Point.
The football is mother of all games.
It is a team sport.
The leadership attitude is taking the ownership.
It's always a big responsibility to take decisions and the right decisions.
I always question the stereotypical.
And that's why you are in that position.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
There's a new video around what deepfake can do.
We have seen a trailer of this a few days back.
Rumors should not be only on the platform.
We'll have to wait and see how those play out.
Hindenburg's report cannot be taken as gospel of truth.
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When you look at audio in general, we had music, which is like extremely old format, and then we had podcast.
A natural extension to Pocket FM is to move from Hindi to regional content. I think I'd love to see their FY24 numbers, which they claim will be close to 1,000 crores. I think there are talks of them to raise another $80 to $100 million of funding.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
You were the chosen one to direct